Hi, good morning. It is Scott. Today is Sunday the 6th. Welcome to the meditation. Oh, I got a coffee spill. Well, there you have it. So, today is Sunday, and I'd like to do a brief talk, and then we'll get into a guided meditation. And today, I would like to talk a little bit about why I like to think about your practice rippling out into the community. I think in a lot of cases we favor the individual in meditation practice. The solitary meditator. The 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 kind of alone quality to the meditation. Things like this, where the solitary practice or the individuality is something that we promote. The kind of like the Olympic level athlete meditator meditating alone 8 hours. And I think while this is all well and good, anyone can meditate alone, I think we're missing out on the special qualities of the community. And what do I mean? I think whenever you have an individual, you always have a community. You always have a relation to the rest of the human race. You always have individual and collective components to your own life. So there's never a human being devoid of any other context. That in order for that to happen, they would have to be completely out in space, I would think. And even then, you would need assistance. If you're in a spaceship or whatever, you need a way to connect still and receive guidance and communication. So the point I'm trying to make is that how is it that individual practice ripples out into the community? And it's actually quite often overlooked, I think, and pretty simple, because the work that we do, it naturally impacts our choices. Those choices that we make impact others in our life. So those choices never are without impacting others. If I have a good night's sleep, my behavior will be different toward others than if I have very little sleep. If I get, on the way into the store, if someone is really rude or their child is the child is emotionally out of control, that can impact me and how I make choices while I'm in the store. So it may make it so that I don't want to stay there very long. Our choices impact others, our choices impact ourselves, and they ripple out into a social context. We have it's not quite cool yet to meditate and become aware, but my hope is that it can become more cool, more culturally cool, to be aware of, to have good self and other awareness. And that's why we practice here on my channel. And that's why I like to say that it ripples out into the community. You don't need a woo-woo, subtle energy sort of take on this. It can be very practical. It can be very real. Not to say that subtle energy is not real. Of course it's real, but I think people get lost in the sauce of that we're like upgrading the vibration of the planet, when in fact there are very sort of three-dimensional actions also that help uplift us socially and collectively together, individually and collectively. This is why the integration is key. So that being said, we can start our practice today. We'll start with the eyes closed. And beginning with some deep breaths, we'll breathe deeply in through the nose and then out through the mouth. Allowing the whole trunk of your body to expand and contract. Top to bottom, side to side. Allowing your breath to reach all the way down into your pelvic floor. Very good. And then we'll do 3 more. Great. And allowing your breath to return to your typical way of breathing. Tuning into your body, the areas of your body that feel warm, open, present. Some areas of your body will feel safer than others. Just becoming aware. And as you notice the warm, open, safe areas of your body, maybe you can start to feel new places in your body that open up to you, to feel and sense. Beginning to feel the earth underneath you. Feeling your body and the earth. begin the process of feeling and softening. So on the in-breath, feeling your body, and on the out-breath, softening and melting down through your body, a downward movement like warm honey into the earth. Feeling and softening is amazing for grounding your stress and for sleep hygiene. And each breath wave is an opportunity to get a little bit closer to your body on the in-breath, and then on the out-breath to melt a little bit deeper into the earth. And if you like, you can intend for the energy of the broadcast to assist you in the process of feeling, softening. If you like, you can add a pause at the end of the out-breath, so feeling your body on the in-breath, and then on the out-breath, a downward movement of melting all the way down through your body like warm honey into the earth. And then at the end of the out-breath, you can pause, release, dissolve, and just be, recognizing beingness. attention up into your heart space, center of your chest. Breathing in and out of your heart directly. And on the in-breath, feeling your heart. Out-breath, softening and expanding your heart. And beginning to come in contact with your emotions, noticing what is present for you emotionally right now. And without making your emotions right or wrong, good or bad, just allowing yourself to feel a little bit, to feel and to feel felt. You could be experiencing any of the 5 main cardinal emotions like anger, sadness, fear, joy, or shame. Just noticing what's present for you and feeling for a little bit. And if you like, you can add in a pause at the end of the out-breath, where you just let go into the open space of your heart, kind of like a giant field of coherence. In-breath, feeling your heart. Out-breath, softening, expanding your heart. And the end of the out-breath, letting go to kind of the flowering nature of your heart. And bringing your attention up into your head, feeling your head on the in-breath, softening in and around your skull. And if you like, you can breathe into your third eye or your crown, whatever you feel is correct for you. And just beginning to soften layers of tension in your jaw and your face, behind your eyes. In-breath, feeling, out-breath, melting tension away out of your head, evaporating. Coming in contact with your thoughts. You can notice how active or busy your mind is. And without getting involved in your thinking, allowing your thoughts to just move across the screen of your mind. It can be useful to come back to feeling either your head or your body as grounding anchors, increasing the magnetism of your personal power to not get swept away in the vast movement of your mind. And then you can, like we've been doing, adding in the pause at the end of the out-breath. Feeling your head on the in-breath, softening your head. And it's almost like your head begins to disappear and the entire sky is resting on your shoulders. Chogyam Trungpa used to say that it was like a blue pancake landing on where your head and neck used to be. And so on the out breath, softening, and then at the end of the out breath, just letting go into the vast sky-like nature of your mind. Very good. And then now we can spend a little time with our eyes open, gently opening your eyes. And on the in-breath, feeling around you, the space around you. What time of day it is for you. For me, it's still here in the morning. Out-breath, a downward movement inside you. And so noticing the outer space on the in-breath and the inner space on the out-breath. If you like, you can add in the qualities of love and compassion. The qualities of love and compassion to your in-breath, feeling love and compassion around you. And then on the out-breath, love and compassion towards yourself. And practice giving and receiving love and compassion. Here we can set our prayers and our intentions for the day. May this work that we do transform our life, offering up blessings and ripple out into the community. Amen. Awesome. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. And don't hesitate to click like or subscribe. And I'll be back again tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye.